Yolan True, and welcome to another exciting day in our galaxy, and exciting days we have in front of us because of all the new stuff that came in again now with the newest arc, the Galaxy Quest crossover. Yeah, I know. But today we will talk about the newest ship in this game, the Protector. I once again took the bullet for you and spent €100 so I can make a video immediately on that ship. Although it looks as if you can get it in-game, but we'll talk about that later. And I wanted to show you what the ship is for, what it can do, and how it works right at the start, so you can decide if you want to buy it or not, or want to wait for the in-game maybe rewards with the ship. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video today. But before I get started, I just want to say, if you're not a subscriber of my channel yet but do like my videos, then please do subscribe to the channel. And when you do, also click this little bell and all notifications so you'll be notified when another video comes out. But now let's have a look at the Protector, or the NSEA Protector. It is an epic 4-star ship. It's an explorer, so we know about the battle triangle there. And it does have two abilities. Those abilities I expected a month earlier. And to be honest, with a ship from Star Trek Enterprise or something like that, because they would have fitted. But now, at least we got those abilities I was waiting for, because that's once the quantum flux, which increases the damage versus mirror universe hostiles by 5,000%. And especially what I was speculating on, if you've seen a number of my videos, you will have heard that, the Trellium chompers, which increases the mining rate of raw Trellium by 60,000%. Because, you know, raw Trellium mining is really a pain. It's very slow, and you only have 20 minutes or a bit more when you have upgraded your District 56. But it's very, very limited. And now this bonus will be quite helpful. There's something else with the abilities about the ship that is directly connected to the movie Galaxy Quest, because the NSEA Protector is immune to the effects of the magnetic minefield hazard. Not only in Mirror Space Universe we find that, but we also find that in the new invasion spaces. And that is something that is really not nice. We're going to talk about this when we look at the Mirror Universe additions in a moment. But it also has two other abilities. One needs to be unlocked. That's the field repair. We will talk about the field repair refit you need for that in a few days as well. But it also got the Omega-13 device. You know that from the movie as well if you've seen Galaxy Quest. But what it does in this game is indeed quite helpful. Not as helpful as I would have liked it when we look at the details later, but still very helpful for not losing loot. But that will be a thing in a few minutes. You do remember the normal mirror space here. There's the systems where you enter it, and here are the mirror universe systems, you know. But north of it, there are new mirror universe systems. And those are especially for the Protector. And those contain a new resource. We were all going for Trellium. In those systems, you can find, not in all, but in some of them, Omega Trellium, raw Omega Trellium, or Omega raw Trellium, however they call that. And that's a new resource you need for the new additions in the Mirror Universe Refinery. And what comes out of there, you need then again for the new Mirror Universe research. You see, there's a lot we need to talk about. I will make an extra video about the Refinery, and one about the new research about the updates for both. So I will not go into depth in these details today. It's just that you know that we are going to get some of the resources as part of the Protector Loop, so to speak, that you can then exchange in the Refinery, but I'll only just go to the exchange part for that in the Refinery later. But first we have to get to the systems. I will have to go to Mirror Geneva to show you what I want to show you. For this we have to do the normal trip. I'm quite curious because they changed something which I really liked. It's the second time I'm filming all videos today because there were some technical issues with the pictures again. Sometimes it only happens when I film this game. Whatever else I film on the iPad is fine, but when I film this game, I don't know if OBS is something is in a fight with Scopely or whatever. I don't know, but nevertheless. Something did work in my German video, then it didn't work in the English video, and now I'm really curious if what they made better. They did indeed make something better, if it works again. Because in the German video it worked, here it didn't work, and it did work. You remember when you went to those circles where you can fly into another system, then you had first you could click this button and click on pay. Then your ship flew there, but once it was in the circle, you had to click all the buttons once again. You only paid once, but you still had to click the buttons twice if you wanted that, or you just flew there to the circle and then click the buttons. But now, as you saw, I can click the buttons from afar, pay from afar, as long as I'm in the same system, of course. And now it's starting warp on its own. And that's an improvement Scopely made, which I really have to mention here, because that is an improvement, and I really like that. I would have liked an even better improvement if you could click on one of those systems in the mirror universe and would then get a button with the price of all the tokens you need to pay for the whole route there, and then just click it and the ship would fly the route. That would be an amazing update. But that they didn't do. But what they did was that the buttons are working better now. You don't have to click them several times. So I'm happy about that one at least. So I told you I will always be honest about the game. I'm telling you if there's stuff I don't like, but I also tell you if there is stuff I like. And this improvement, despite everything else that happened with the invasion stuff, but they are changing it so fast, it's hard to make a video at the moment. I still have to think about how to do that, because if I would film today, the tasks of the invasion would be different the moment you see the video on the next day. So there I'm going to make some hard thinking still, but with regard to the invasion and some weird things I found there. For example, the descriptions and the named planets in German and English are completely different. In the English ones are correct, and there you find the hostiles. In the German ones, there are the wrong systems in the description. Partly. Some are correct, some are completely wrong, and that's where I ask myself once again, what do these guys smoke? And it cannot be Google Translate this time, because that wouldn't change the names of the systems. But nevertheless, we are now in the system where I wanted to go to. First of all, you find some raw trillium here as well, and you see with the current tier 1 protector, I can mine 32,000 raw trillium an hour. In the 20 minutes I can stay here, you can calculate what I can get. But still, that's a higher number than I ever would have gotten before. So that's fine. But what's more interesting is the Imperial ships that we find here, because they are now Omega warships. And they have different rewards, because now here you find raw Omega trillium as a reward, and not the usual trillium A or trillium D. It's raw Omega trillium. And that's what we want. We want Omega trillium to exchange that in the refinery for liquid Omega trillium, and with that you can do loads of things there. But today, as I said, I only want to will talk about the raw trillium to liquid trillium, and all the many different things you can do. Then I will show you in the refinery video. But we need to grind here. And you see something, first of all, in the name next to the little flag or sign, whatever you want to call it. It's 45 Mirror Geneva, but there's also this sign, and that is the sign for this magnetic minefield. So every ship that enters this system, which is not the protector, will get 1% hull damage every 5 seconds. And so it will be really hard to stay here for the full 20 minutes or as long as you usually could, because every 5 seconds you get additional 1% damage to your hull health. And so that is why the Protector is immune against it. From the movie we know not why it's immune. They weren't immune against the mines, but we know what they did with the mines against Ceres. And that's why this fits to the ship here. What I don't know is why what these mines have to do with the mirror universe from Star Trek, but that's a different point. I talked a lot about this crossover recently, in my opinion, so let's just have a look at what really happens here. So I have to grind, and you see that the hull health bar on my ship, which you will see in a second again below the shield bar, is yellow. It's not green anymore, it's yellow. That's the sign that I am in a system with a magnetic minefield. It shows on every ship. The only difference is that I don't lose any of that bar because of just being here. I only lose it because I'm fighting. The bad thing about the Protector is when you get a brand new Protector and you are on a higher level, it's a much weaker ship than what you usually use. So I usually would go here with my Crozier, go to a higher level system, so I get much more loot. But in these cases, I have to go, because of the minefield, I have to go with a Protector in this case. And there is the danger with a minefield. If I go with a Crozier and don't watch out, then in the end the minefield will destroy my ship and the loot is gone. You know, when you get destroyed in mirror space, the loot is lost. And that's something you won't want. And here comes the Omega device as well. It's not only that I don't get destroyed now because of the minefield. I can also prevent to be destroyed because I'm too brave with the choice of the number of ships I'm killing and getting too close to my minimum hull health. You can activate the Omega device. You see the select button above my ship. It doesn't only work for the Protector itself. If another of my ships would be here, the Crozier for example, I could activate the Omega device on the Crozier. Wouldn't make much sense because of the minefield, but I can use it somewhere else as well. And use it on any of my ships that are in the same system. So it's like working like the Defiant with just the one exception that this time you can use it on the activating ship as well. The Defiant can't buff itself, but the Protector can buff itself. If I use the Omega device, and if I click select here, I can do that. It will protect my ship from being destroyed. If I keep on grinding here and get destroyed, the ship will come back with a certain amount of hull health. The amount depends on the new research, but it will be alive again. For this we have to pay, see if the clicking works, Omega 13 meta. And you need that to activate it, but I still have enough to do that. So we can activate that. And then it runs for 10 minutes. And within these 10 minutes, if I get destroyed, because I continue to grind and I'm not watching out for the combat triangle, for example, which I'm doing on purpose now, that I'm destroying some battleships here with an explorer to speed that up a little bit, because I want to demonstrate it, of course. Then will come a point where the ship will be destroyed. And then, in the normal case, if I don't stop fighting, my loot would be lost. It won't happen now. We are very close to have the Protector destroyed. Have a look at the Protector on the bottom in the dock and the Omega sign, because in a second you will see a change there about the Omega sign as well next to the Protector, which is still showing the circle that it's running and with the remaining time. And depending on how strong I'm in the fight here at the moment, okay, I seem to fight too well. Something should happen now. otherwise my ship is doing some miracles, or they repaired something on the Omega device. They haven't. No, there it is. This time I would have been destroyed. And you see two things. My ship was not destroyed and has a minimum of hull health again, and the Omega sign disappeared. That is because it only works once. I was hoping when I saw the 10-minute countdown that's running for 10 minutes that it would keep my ship alive for those 10 minutes. But when I tested it, I just saw it works once. So it protects you once from being destroyed. So you have to keep an eye on the Omega sign. But the second it's gone, you shouldn't attack another ship. If I would attack another ship now, I would be destroyed and my loot was gone. So the Omega device is kind of a safeguard if you make a mistake for killing one hostile too many once. And now it is running the 10 minutes down still. I guess that will be the cooldown time as well before you can activate it again. So you cannot activate it over and over again. There are cooldown times as usual. And that now the 10 minutes are running that I started with activating the device. But the good thing is my ship is still alive. I still have the loot. I have 1,020 loot from destroying the hostiles. Here is not that much, but we can have a look at my PvE chests. There should be about 1,800, 2,000 as well in here. Yeah, it's 1,875 that I get. So overall I get about 3,000 raw Omega Trillium now. So in this case, it's still quite a nice thing to be still alive, to get the additional 1,000 I have on board. For this, of course, I either have to wait now until the 20 minutes run out, or I have to go to an extract system. The only thing that must not happen here is that I get destroyed now, because the Omega device will not save me again, because as you can see next to the dock, it's turned off now. And so we go to an extract system and then just leave. The good thing is next to the first Omega systems, Omega Trillium systems, there is this extract system, and you can just leave mirror space then from this extract system, so you don't have to go too far on your way back. But still, I hope Scopely will think about what a lot of people suggested with paying all the tokens and then directly have the ship flying there, that they will think about doing that at one point, but you never know. And as I said, this raw Omega Trillium you now take to the Mirror Universe Refinery, and you see I can exchange again in 3 hours because I did that last night, and it's only 3 hours left because I was filming all day and all videos are gone. And I'm doing them right now again. But in 3 hours I can exchange again the raw Trillium for liquid Omega Trillium and those Omega mirror shards for research we'll talk about this week as well. And then you can use the liquid Trillium for a lot of things here in the refinery as well, but that would go too far. I just wanted to get to the loot, to the loop. So you go to Mirror Universe with the Protector, grind raw Omega Trillium here, then go to the refinery, exchange the raw Omega Trillium for liquid Omega Trillium, and go shopping. And then come back here, get more raw Trillium. That is the Protector Loop, so to speak. Just one small addition. At the moment, we also have some NSEA events for the people that bought the Protector. They have some events here for building the Protector and some other things, but that's only if you have the Protector right from the start, which is not possible if you don't buy it. So if you also want to take the bullet as I did, then you would have those events, but otherwise you don't. There's a Ceres Invasion store, and there you find the NSEA Protector blueprints. This invasion store is one of the confusing things I mentioned earlier as well, because it says it's running for another 3 days. You have to get 250,000 of the currency. That's one of the currencies we have here at the moment. We have some different ones. The Fatu Cray eye patch, you would need 250,000 to unlock the protector here. So how you want to do that in 3 days? So this event is completely confusing at the moment with the announcements and times and whatever. But we will see if it's working. The beryllium you can get here, you also will get from the refinery. That's what you need to upgrade and tier up the protector. And if you can manage to get the whole 200 blueprints there in this event, I don't know. At the moment, with what I can read, it would be impossible. But we will see what happens in 3 days. If they just reset the timers and everything will continue, as I would expect that, because they have currencies in there that you can use in that shop that I haven't even seen yet in this game, because they are doing some invasion things step by step. And so, as I said, it's confusing. But there's one chance to get blueprints in-game if you don't want to buy them for... here it's 100 euros. I don't know if it's $100 in the US and £100 in Britain, for example. But it's a lot of money. And that's why I always say I spend money on the game for stuff I need for the videos, but I do not spend more money than that, because that's a lot already. Because those occasions, also sometimes I need to do that for officers to be able to show certain crews and stuff like that. And that's why this was bad enough already again. So I'm not investing in resources or materials or something like that. Even if there's an attractive treasury, again, I have to wait another month, because I'm missing one event and the broken de-sealing rods from one event to open it. So it will be next month that I can do that. Nevertheless, that's what I want to tell you about the protector. Now you can decide if you want to be patient and wait to get it in-game, or want to be impatient to buy it. But if you bought it and have done your tours, please let us know in the comments as well how satisfied you are with the ship. And if you want to see another video right now, the next one is right here in the end screen. I'll see you there. I'll be back.